Welcome back to another episode of Tea and Toys. In the past few days we have had official drops for Wave 2 of the WFC Kingdom line, which is the third part of a three-part series, starting with Siege, going into Earthrise, and now we're on Kingdom, which is a mixture of Generation 1 characters and Beast Wars. So first up, we've got the Earth mode of Ultra Magnus, which is said to be a complete rejig of the Siege version. So if you had either version of that Ultra Magnus, this one would be not a lot new. There'll be a few changes, just his Earth-based armour. And I kind of prefer Ultra Magnus not being a mini Optimus Prime on the inside. I liked him to be the full armoured version. So getting rid of the Binary Wars version, was a big step for me, because that was a transformation I really did like. But I will embrace this new Ultra Magnus, and knowing I'll probably buy it, and they'll do a studio version, which would be a hell of a lot better, and I end up selling this one. But that's the life of a collector. But Ultra Magnus, from what we can see in this grainy picture, looking pretty damn good. And then next up, the Voyager class for Wave 2. Autobot G1 Inferno. Again, this will be a slight remold and recolour of the grapple, which we've already seen. So there'll be no difference in the transformation, just in the accessories. But Inferno's looking quite good from what we can see there. A character that I had when I was younger, so one I'll definitely embrace in this new release. Completing, no, it won't be completing, because we're still missing Skids. As I say, completing the G1 Season 2 Autobots, but that's not true. But he's just filling in another gap. And then we've got Dinobot. Will he be a Maximal? Will he be a Predacon? I suspect he's going to be marketed as a Predacon, given the massive imbalance between the good guys and the bad guys in Wave 2 especially. Poor old Ractonite is looking to take a serious thumping if all these characters do turn out to be Maximals. But Dinobot is looking pretty cool. So what can we see from this? Beast Wars Grimlock? Let's hope not. Maybe Hardhead from Transformers... Beast Wars Neo, sorry. Yeah, liking that. Definitely want to get that Dinobot. Next up, we've got the next two deluxes. We've already seen that they confirmed the reissue of RC and the brand new fossilizer character Ractonite, who looks quite cool as a Strachiosaurus. So who do we have? We've got Huffer has finally returned from the poor mould used in Combiner Wars. I quite like the head on that one, but it just looked like a mini Optimus Prime with a different colour and head. So definitely going to embrace this deluxe scale Huffer, which I guess that means we're going to be getting a deluxe scale Brawn, Windcharger, and all the characters that they have only released in the last 2 years. We're going to get whole new sizes of these, maybe in the next line, whatever that may be. And we've got Airazor, a character that has not been done since the original Beast Wars. Maybe there's been a few BotCon exclusives and whatnot, but I don't tend to include that when I'm thinking of Transformers lines, because they're specials that only the rich can get or attendees. But really looking forward to another Airazor. She looks, from what I can see, she looks pretty damn cool. So that's filling in the 4 deluxes. Speaking of the 4 deluxes, here is another picture. We've got Airazor, RC, Ractonite, and Huffer. Looking pretty damn cool. I'm loving the packaging artwork on this. And obviously they've made the packaging cardboard a lot bigger, because Hasbro are trying to promote and reduce the amount of plastic on their packaging. So this is a good thing. But ultimately, this isn't really a leak, because these are Singapore toy safety photos, so they're not technically leaks. This is a legal thing that they have to do for each and every toy line over there. So that's why we get these pictures. And sometimes it ruins the surprise, but it's all right. So this rumoured sheet that I found on TFW 2005. Okay, it looks like Wave 2 is all confirmed. Wave 3 looks like a core size Soundwave is due out. Core size character called Dracodon. Now this could be the alligator or crocodile fossil based Predacon or Maximal. Could be either or. But I'm fearing it's going to be a repaint of Vertebrake. I don't know why, I'm just thinking of dinosaurs. So I think the Drachio Rex or something, or the Draco Rex, just makes me think that it could be a repaint of Vertebrake. I really hope it isn't. I really hope it isn't. So fingers crossed Dracodon is in fact the previously rumoured cancelled crocodile-based fossil Predacon or Maximal. Looks like Trax is rumoured. A new fossilizer character called Wingfinger, taking the place of another Tranodon pterodactyl character we'd probably rather have, especially giving one of his partners is the next one, the Beast Wars Scorponok, again rumoured. A reissue of Wheeljack, a Voyager-sized Rhinox. Looking forward to this, and it'll probably be quite a bit different from the previous... Was it also a Voyager class Rhinox released in the Generations line? I didn't get that one, so I definitely want to get my hands on this one. And Galvatron. Oh yes! After the big disappointment of the Titans Return Galvatron, which... No. You don't make Galvatron a headmaster and give him some silly little flap in front of his face. So, fingers crossed, he's going to look good. But I kind of hope that they don't do a Studio Series 1 too soon, because I really want a Galvatron on my shelf. And this one is going to get bought. A Commander class, again, we don't know who this is going to be. This literally could be anybody. It could be a Beast Wars character, it could be a Generation 1 character. My guesses are that it could either be Beast Wars Rampage or Broadside, who's big enough to fit the Commander class scale. And, okay, Rampage, you're probably pushing it a little bit, but I kind of want it to be Broadside. And the Titan we know is going to be the Ark. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of the Ark being a Transformer. It's something they did in the animated series, and it turned out to be Mega Supreme. That was quite cool, but a whole new character? Nah, I'm just not feeling it. Again, another rumoured wave 4. A new Waspinator. Pipes, who's probably going to be a slight remold and redeco of Huffer. Fingers crossed he gets a new head. And Shadow Panther, I'm guessing that's going to be a recolour of Cheetor. And Slammer, finally we get to complete our Generation 1 Metroplex. The last piece to fit in with that figure. And next up we've got Tigatron, who looks to be not a rejig of Cheetor, and by extension Shadow Panther, so a whole new mould, a whole new sculpt for Tigatron. Really excited to see what that's going to look like. And what looks to be a re-release of the Voyager Starscream from Earthrise. Now the Generation Selects line, again, it's like an accompanying line to all these, so you get like characters that you wouldn't usually have in the main line that may not sell as well at retail. Characters like Hubcap. So we're going to get Deep Cover. Now I'm surprised Deep Cover isn't in a 2-pack with Clampdown, because Deep Cover is going to be a Sideswipe remold. So that's why I'm surprised they're not going to do a 2-pack like they did with Sunstreaker's remolds of Spin Out and Cordon. So that's interesting. Transmutate, right now I cannot think who she's going to be a remold of. Maybe the RC mold, maybe the Air Razor mold, we'll see. Voyager GT Ramjet, again, heavily forgettable for me. Voyager class Artfire, now that's interesting. Artfire but no Huller, because Huller technically did have an appearance in the cartoon. Technically he did. So that's cool. So we'll get a few bits and bobs there. And also, Leader Class toy version of Galvatron. Oh yeah, Galvatron 2, the grey one from the comics. Yes, the mad Galvatron. I wonder if he's going to have like the decals on him, the tattoos across the chest. Or maybe even comes with like a matrix around his neck. So looking forward to that, definitely. So out of the rundown, this is the poster that we saw. One of the initial previews for the line. You see quite a few characters there that have now been ticked off. So we see from Wave 1, Cyclonus, Black Arachnia, Vertebrake, Warpath, Optimus Primal, Rat Trap, and we get 2 Optimus Primes, Cheetor. Series Wave 2, so Corsair, Starscream, Air Razor, RC, Ultra Magnus, Inferno, Ractonite, the new character. And what's funny there, that the character that one of the first characters they pushed and promoted first was Paleo Trex. Not on the poster. Very strange. And then Wave 3. Again, this is all... You've got to take these as rumours. Rhinox, until fully confirmed. Trax. The Ark. Wheeljack. Galvatron. Oh, yes. Core Class Soundwave. Scorponok. And then Wave 4. Again, re-release of a Leader Class... Oh, sorry. A Voyager Class Starscream. And Waspinator. Ooh, funny that they're in the same wave. Interesting. Now all this, just looking at the Air Razor there. Now, getting the Air Razor, does that mean we might be getting, in some horrible store exclusive, this guy? Oh yeah, Terrorsaur. Cannot wait if we're going to get this. Really like the character. Having watched back the Beast Wars series, Terrorsaur is actually one of my favourite Predacons. So for them not to do him, out of all of the characters Beast Wars that they have announced, or at least rumoured, it's the three main Predacons that they haven't even announced yet at all. Not even rumours, not even in a selects line or horrible store exclusives. So I'm thinking, using the Air Razor mould, we could get the Terrorsaur action figure. But I just hope it's not going to be Walgreens or Walmart or Target, and definitely not Amazon, because those buggers keep cancelling orders, especially for people that live outside of the United States. Yep, that is a real bugbear for me. It's really going to tick me off, because as a collector, I want to pick these things up. Still want to get thrust, no sign of thrust. And for them to put Terrorsaur maybe in that bracket using the Air Razor mould, that would really bug me. And what also bugged me is when they killed him in the original series. Oh, that's nice. Thanks for the reminder. That's fair. And obviously there's also Tarantulas. Could use the Black Arachnia buck, because I actually think Black Arachnia is too big, because she's about the same size as Rat Trap in the cartoon, but she's clearly a much bigger toy when it comes to Kingdom. Now, using the version 1 of Tarantulas, he's much broader, much taller, and being a tarantula, he's much bigger than Black Arachnia anyway. But they could still use her buck as a template to give us a Tarantulas. Again, probably some god-awful store exclusives. Maybe he might even be in a 2-pack with Terrorsaur. Bit of a funny 2-pack to put, really. To put Terrorsaur with Scorponok and Tarantulas with Black Arachnia, but there we go. And also missing from the Season 1 Predacons is Beast Wars Inferno. Now, out of the 3 Series 1's Beast Wars characters, he's probably the hardest one for me to try and put a buck on, having not seen Scorponok and having not seen Waspinator, but they are the best logical guesses to give us Inferno. Now, we know Inferno is bigger than a few of the other Predacons in the series, but if they can, I don't know, give bigger leg sections or however they're going to do it, again, we just want to see the character. Again, I loved Inferno in the series. Loved him. Brilliant character. And it would be a shame for them not to do, or at least to finish off the Season 1 Predacons. Now let's have a quick look at the Beast Wars posters. So here we have the Predacons, which covers all 3 versions of Megatron, both versions of Tarantulas, and even Ravage. So what have we got? What is 100% confirmed? Well, pretty sad really. Beast Wars original Megatron and Black Arachnia, with heavy to strong rumours for both Scorponok and Waspinator, leaving us no Terrorsaur, no Tarantulas, and no Inferno. Fingers crossed we're going to get them, but fingers uncrossed they're going to be store exclusives. Ooh, not looking forward to that. And in comparison to Season 1 Maximals, here we have the big poster. We've got most of them, if not all of them are confirmed, with heavy to strong rumours for both Tigatron and Rhinox, who have been seen on promotional materials, whereas their Predacon counterparts have not. We have not seen anything to do with Terrorsaur, anything to do with Tarantulas, or anything to do with Inferno. But it looks to see that we've got all of the Season 1 Maximals, leaving 2 characters missing: Beast Wars, Silverbolt, and Depth Charge. I don't count Tigatron as a character, because he's a combination of Air Razor and Tigatron, which I hate, by the way. I hated that they did that in the Beast Wars. I'd prefer them to be all 3 different characters. Heck, maybe even a little squad that Tigatron's the leader of. Tiger Hawk's the leader of, sorry. Having Air Razor and Tigatron as his subordinates, but yeah, that's just me. But what do you think? Will we get a Terrorsaur from the Air Razor mould? Will we get a Tarantulas from the Black Arachnia mould? Could we get an Inferno that uses another buck? Hasbro like to reuse bucks. They like to heavily remold stuff. So fingers crossed we'll get, hopefully, Terrorsaur, Tarantulas, and Inferno. Make comments. Let's get to 1,000. And I'll see you guys in the next video.